Hey guys, it's Extreme Strategy here, and today we are doing something very different. Instead of doing actual battles and whatnot, we are taking a look at Throt the Unclean's laboratory and what each and every single thing in the entire laboratory is, and what it does, and how it works. So you're going to notice up here, this is going to be different because of a mod. So we're going to just ignore this thing up here as the Mulder's Meandres mod. But we're just going to ignore that, because Mulder's Meandres does not affect this, or this, or any of this. I can literally show you what each and every single thing is. However, some of these are locked out, but I can still read them. Hopefully you guys can as well. But anyway, up first, we are going to go through the Infantry Augments. So that is for the Storm Vermin, Clan Rats, Skaven Slaves, etc. Also, ignore the fact that Warpstone is a currency. Once again, that is another mod. And so what you have is this first one over here, Stalker Sense, are going to be going left to right, is Attribute Vanguard Deployment and Stalk. Cancerous Carapace, Magic Resistance 15% and Armor plus 20. And then this one is a passive ability of Frenzy. Then you have Muscle Enlargement, which increases armor-piercing weapon damage and melee attack. And Soldier Serum, unit rank plus 5. That is totally not in reference to a certain character from a certain movie that is copyrighted. Accelerated Mitosis. Random uncommon augments applied plus 2. Only applies unlocked augments. So basically, these are the uncommon ones. The green ones are uncommon. The blue ones, I believe, are rare, and the purple ones are very rare. Oh, these are rare augments. So what's the... No, that's still uncommon. So I guess this is all uncommon, then these top 3 are rare. So anyway, this one applies uncommon augments. Enhanced Muscle Fiber. Speed plus 15%, melee defense plus 5, and attribute is Strider. Which I believe, yeah, the unit ignores speed and combat penalties caused by terrain and can move through trees, which is perfect. Then casualty replenishment rate plus 15% and upkeep minus 15% for this unit. And I love this one for this one. Failed experiments can yield useful results, even if those results are little more than a living food supply for the rest. You know, purple dye was actually made by a freak accident. It was literally because of a chemical spill that the guy did not feel like cleaning up. And when he came back into his laboratory the next morning, he realized that it turned into purple dye. Fun fact, we didn't know this. Now, Spider Senses. Physical resistance 20% and melee attack minus 5. So this is to make them, you know, more defensive and less offensive. And then this one's kind of the flip. Melee defense minus 5, leadership plus 5, and attribute immune to psychology. So when you think about it, you could easily use these two to kind of, not necessarily offset each other, but kind of offset their penalties a little bit. And this one is charge bonus plus 20 and armor piercing weapon damage plus 5 and attribute rampage. Then hideous disfigurement. By the way, this one was nasty inbred. And then hideous disfigurement. Leadership minus 5 and attribute causes fear and it caused terror. Oh boy. Bone elongation. Bonus versus large plus 10, weapon strength plus 20, and melee attack minus 5. A second brain. How? What? So melee defense minus 5, leadership plus 5, bound spell, death frenzy? Oh, this is the plus 30% base weapon damage, plus 24 melee attack, and immune to psychology. And also attribute and courage. Whoa, additional brains harvested from rival warlock engineers and transplanted into troops. Brings altogether different personalities to proceedings alongside the subject's own. Oh, jeez. Imperfection removal. Weapon strength plus 40%. Holy crud. I think minus 100% casualty replenishment rate. Really doesn't, mean a whole lot for those who have smaller unit counts. Although these are the games that really don't have small unit counts. Then melee defense minus 10 and melee attack plus 20. Then you have ability Necroparasites. Resurrects dead combatants, heals injured before resurrecting, and restores up to 2016 hit points. Throt special breed of genetically engineered parasites have been specifically bred to take over the bodies of dead Skaven, that they might live and fight again. Yeah. Then Troll Spleen. Passive ability is regeneration and attribute is perfect vigor. Wow. And then final evolution. Random rare augments applied, plus 3. This is the answer, this is the future. Wow. And as you can see, the cost of these go up, especially for these later ones. And monster augments have a similar thing in terms of pricing. Everything being 25 up until the top one. Anyway, the first one is lobotomy, which allows them to summon lightning on top of themselves. Warp, fuel, and fusion. Leadership plus 5, attribute, vanguard deployment. This is absolutely nasty. Nasty when you put it on top of a Hell Pit Abomination. You basically just plopped a Hell Pit Abomination right in the center of their lines. Then Razor Claw Graphs. Yeah, combining these two, even this one to an extent, but primarily these two, oh boy. It's crazy. Melee attack plus 4 and weapon strength plus 10%. Then Deadly Momentum. This one is another just painful one for the AI to deal with. Base weapon damage plus 20% and charge bonus plus 25%. And then Forced Aneuploidy? Random uncommon augments applied plus 2. And then you have Synaptic Response Stimuli. Speed plus 10%, physical resistance 10%. Then Advanced Neuropathy. Passive ability is Guardian. Oh, plus 15 physical resistance. Those that feel no pain tend to take the brunt of the enemy's attacks, acting as veritable meat shields for more important individuals. These are monsters, so alright. And Autotomy. And this is the same thing, casualty replenishment rate plus 15%. Does not help if the unit is a single entity. And upkeep minus 15% for this unit. And Propane Perspiration. Enables flame attacks, leadership minus 5, and passive ability Propane Perspiration. Now when you're thinking about this, this is leadership plus 5 and vanguard deployment. This, plus this, plus this. Razor Claw Graphs, Warp, Fuel Infusion, Propane Perspiration. Oh my goodness, that is powerful. It only gets crazier. Weeping Bone Spines, armor minus 100, and enables Weeping Blade contact effect minus 50%, armor and weapon strength plus 20%. I'm not a big fan of this one, to be honest. That's just me. I just don't think the minus 100 armor is worth it. Considering the fact that, like, this Brood Whore only has 50 armor to begin with. Yeah. But anyway. Mammoth Skin Cloning. Missile resistance 15%, speed minus 20%, and armor plus 30. So this one isn't bad. It turns them more into a tank that can absorb a lot of hits than actually speedy, which for certain units is better than others. If you were to plunk this on, say, a Brood Whore with already decent speed, it would help. And Cellular Instability. Casualty replenishment rate minus 10%, and ability is Cellular Instability. Imagine a bomb strapped inside of a monster that detonates at the press of a button. This is what this is. It just blows up all around them. And then Pestilence Teal Glands. Oh boy. Bonus versus infantry is plus 10, enables contaminated contact effect, minus 10 leadership. But melee attack is minus 5, so this is good for breaking things, not necessarily killing them. However, melee attack minus 5 on certain units really doesn't always matter. Especially when you have something like the Lord buffs. But surgically inserting those special glands into a subject enables them to emit contaminants that briefly cause oozing eye syndrome, a favorite of Clan Pestilence. Hence why it's pestilential glands. Skyer Nanobots. Upkeep plus 15% for this unit, attributes Stalk and Unspottable. The upkeep things will actually offset if you use Autonomy with Skyer Nanobots. But tiny robots purchased from Clan Skyer make even the monster as hard to spot, injected to reactively manipulate skin pigment and fur color to blend subjects into a battlefield. I mean, if that's stealth is your thing, I would highly recommend that one. Then Imperfection Removal, this is the exact same thing as with the infantry. Then you have Acidic Fear Musk. This causes damage to combatants in strong versus multiple combatants, and it causes minus 30 armor. I've never used this one. And when I was going to go through and test all these, the level decided eventually to crash and corrupt itself, so I never reached it this far. This was like the one that I did not unlock. I think it was that one. Yeah, and I had this one as well, but I did not have Acidic Fear Musks. An Ultimate Mutagen applies 3 of the random rare augments with some suspiciously obtained samples, involving an especially weird troll hag no less. These monsters gain additional unpredictable features. Do you think that troll hag was maybe sent by Grom the Paunch? Possibly. Then Bloodworm. Passive ability, the Hunger, which gives 4 hit points per second. Attribute is Undead. And you have Crumbling and Disintegrating, so basically turns them into an undead creature, and the description is a horrendous, blood-hungry parasite. It's introduced to the creature's intestinal tract, causing an insatiable lust for blood and a constant, unreachable itch. That would certainly not be something I want to put in me, but you know. This is Throt. He does all sorts of weird things. Then lastly, we have the Laboratory. So Harvest Organs. This is a 2-turn effect. And it's casualty replenishment rate plus 200% for your giant rats. Well, okay. Once again, Molars Meandres. So for vanilla, we're just going to go vanilla and I'm going to ignore all the other stuff. Casualty replenishment rate plus 200% for wolf rats, rat ogres, mutant rat ogres, brood horrors, help hit abominations. Mutagen buyback, you can basically spend 5,000 gold or Warpstone currency if you're using the mod to get 100 mutagen. Then Unclean Energy Bar, casualty replenishment rate plus 200% for Lord's faction wide, leadership aura size plus 50%, and ability number of uses plus 2 for Beast Pack. Then Clone Warfare, Skaven slave units are recruited with between 1 to 5 random augments. However, they will no longer grant growth juice when recycled. So this is to keep you from breaking the game and using an infinite glitch to get infinite amounts of growth juice, which would be infinite monsters, which would mean infinite armies. In generic filtering, recruitment rank plus 3 for all growth vat units. This is a very good one to use. Same for this one. Growth juice gained from battles plus 5%. And this one increases food generated per growth vat batch from 10 to 15. Deep Freezer increases flesh lab mutagen capacity from 100 to 200. Mutagen overcapacity is lost over time still. Then food generated from recycled units 5 and augments applied to growth vat batches 1 for abnormal growth cultivation. Mutagen distillation, upkeep minus 25% for each instability on unstable units, meaning you can practically have very, very cheap units that are borderline free. Enlarged growth vat. However, when they are unstable, they do take damage though. But anyway, enlarged growth vat adds an additional unit to growth vat batches glued Skaven slave units. So this means you're going to get an extra monster. And steroid infusion ward save 10% for units with 4+ augments. So that is your laboratory bonuses. But anyway, as you can see, this is literally turn 1. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on this, nukes being fired off for Nuke Week, or me doing similar things with other units. Or not with other units, with other races and factions. Like I could go through all of Oxyotl's buildings, or all of the Hanowin's sacrifices. I will also be doing similar things in Warhammer 3 most likely. But anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and hope you enjoy the rest of your day.